All right, you guys, welcome. Thanks for being here. My name is Hannah, and this is a place where we talk about all things creative. I'm working on building out my dreams, and with that, because I'm building a design business where we're going to be focusing on branding, I want to help you design yours as well. If you're here to kind of learn what it looks like to kind of start your own business, I'm going through step by step and sharing it along the way as I incrementally build out my dreams. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so today we are talking about planning for Q2. I can't believe it. It is the end of March. And so we're gonna we're gonna jump into Miro because that's where I love to be. And I have the window open, so if you hear anything, sorry. So we're gonna jump into Miro because it is one of my favorite tools for all of the things that I've been working on. I use it in my day-to-day, but I also am suggesting it as well if you're interested in, a visual tool to kind of aid your needs. But we're gonna jump into Miro and we're gonna be looking at, what I was able to accomplish in the last couple months, and then moving over all of the different stickies into what we think we want to accomplish in April, but then ultimately what's going to happen in what we want to happen in the next 3 months, because I can't believe it's already the end of March and we've got a lot of things to build. I have one thing that I do want to touch on, so we're gonna get into that. Instead of planning out what I wanna have done at the end of the quarter, we're gonna plan out what we want done week by week by week. So maybe that's gonna help me because I haven't been able to really stick to these like larger goals, because it's sometimes when you get started, you're like, oh, I've got 3 months. So I'm gonna, I can do it later. But when your week is the time that you have to work on it, then it becomes a little bit harder to say no to a day of not working on it. That is actually what we're gonna utilize. So kind of looking at the 12 weeks that we have in the next couple months for the second quarter of the year. And we're gonna map it out that way. So let's actually get into Miro and get started into what we're going to be able to accomplish in the next 12 weeks. So let's get into it. We are back in Miro. We're going to talk a little bit about, we're going to do a little recap on the first quarter of 2025. So January, February, and March. And then move into next quarter. So a very brief quarter one of 2025. Our plan was altered drastically with some, as I mentioned in the last video. So what we did get done in January was social handles, buying the URL, getting the LLC, and then choosing a platform. That one's still kind of in flux, so we thought about this one, but I'm gonna copy and paste it and add it over here. Okay, and then in February, February was kind of a wash. We talked about it in the last video. And then in March, it is Sunday, March 30th. And in March, we were going to have the logo designed, all branding elements, and then a product design prototype, and then the color palette was a nice to have. So we did partially get the logo designed. We're gonna say partially design. And then all branding elements, no, but we did get partial as well. Partially done, so let's move those. Let's just make them, let's say partially is like yellow. That feels right for some reason. And then the product design prototype we did not get done. So we're gonna keep that in green and we're gonna move that forward. Color palette, we did partially get that done as well. So I'm gonna move that into this yellow, partially. And then website platform, we'll move this over as well. Okay, so in March, we partially got the logo done, all branding elements partially done, and then the color palette as well. I'm gonna actually duplicate these as well because those are gonna have to be worked on as well. Okay, so let's get into Q2. And as I mentioned earlier, we're gonna look at this slightly differently. So I'm gonna above, I think, make a little In terms of main goals, I think we're gonna have week 1, and then I'll do it this way, week 1, week 2, and then 3 and 4 and so on. We'll go with the first month. Okay, so April, we have main goals. We thought about a business bank account. This one can come as like a nice to have, I feel like. Website platform, I feel like that's a nice to have. I wanna work mostly on these guys. Okay, so our first week of April, we're just gonna get the logo done. I'm gonna get rid of that. We're gonna get the logo done. We're gonna turn this into green. And then all branding elements, we are gonna do that we'll do that in week 2. I'm gonna say the color palette is also in week 1 because I'm kind of set on that one currently. That one can go along with it. All right, and then, okay, so week 1, we've got logo and color palette. I feel like that's a good chunk of time. So starting from April 1 through April 7, we will get the logo and color palette done. So then in our second week, all branding elements, we're gonna say that one, I feel like that's a reasonable goal in week 2. Week 3, let's put pattern ideas in there in week 2 as well, because I feel like that's part of I'm gonna make that actually a lighter green, because I feel like that's part of it. And then let's do website design. I feel like that's gonna help me. Okay, so week 3, we'll do website design, and then we'll do brand guidelines in week 4. Cool, so I feel like that was pretty simple and those seem very doable. May then, okay. May, week 1, I think I would like to have a case study somewhere. So I'm just gonna put it here. I'm actually delete that. Digital asset, actually, yeah. Let's do that I feel like that might be fun to do because I'll have my brand guidelines. I could do main goals finalized, list of what is, let's do that week 1. And then product design. I feel like that could be nice to haves. What else do we need? I do have to do something with the LLC. I'm gonna put that in April. Okay. And then what else do we want to have? Okay, case study template. Let's do website and case study template. Base packages there. Let's do this one as like how to. This is more a other thing. Base package, let's say. And then I think week 3 will be mapping out model. Okay. And then I do want to have product designs. No, we're gonna keep that separate. Product design prototype. I mean, if I want to do what I'm thinking, I probably do need to have this in here. So I'm thinking actually about creating a product, an actual physical product, but it is going to take some time, and my thought was to have a physical thing to sell, which might be kind of fun. I just ultimately it's because I miss creating physical items. That's what I started with. So I kind of thought it might be fun to kind of add in there, but maybe it's a little too much. Maybe it's too much. Okay, let's just keep it out for now, and let's just like quickly move into June. So in June, we're gonna for sure get a business bank account in May. I feel like that's a good one. Website launched, let's do that. Let's say week 4 in June, and then if it gets moved up, cool. Let's say newsletter. So basically, how are people gonna find us? Newsletter. Case study template, and then we're gonna do an actual case study, which will coincide with the newsletter. You know what? No, I'm gonna do mapping out my model, base list. I can do the business bank account, newsletter, and this I'll decide. Website launched. So I actually need to website platform, website design, and then I need to build the website. Let's do that. Website, let's give myself 2 weeks to do that. Because this could really include some like content and stuff. And then I can launch the website, and then I will do website launch, case study. What else do we got up here? Additional assets. Oh, we do need legal. Legal in there. Cool. I feel like this is good. So these will be my nice to haves because these guys are already done. Okay, so let's go over it. So in Q2, so in the second quarter of 2025, we broke it into weekly kind of sprints. So instead of giving myself a month, where I kind of feel like I get lost in it, we're going to be doing it by week. So week 1, we are focusing on getting the logo done, the color palette, and then in week 2, we're working on all branding elements and pattern ideas. Week 3, finishing up some like odds and ends for the LLC stuff and the website design. In week 4, we're doing brand guidelines. Then that will kind of round out April. And then we've got May. So in the first week of May, we've got the website platform and then a case study template. If you're confused what that means, I will talk about it when we get there. Week 2, we have mapping out a model. So I'll talk about that when I get there. Business bank account. And then in week 3, we've got a newsletter. So kind of figuring out where I want to kind of do that. And then the case study. So because I built the case study the week before, I'll do a case study. So I actually do need to, in week 2, I probably need to execute case study. Okay. Then in week 4, we have a finalized list of what is base package items and then a digital asset. That we're not going to put in there. I think we need to move that. We will move that into legal. This could be I feel like, no, this is a nice to have. That's a nice to have, for sure. Okay. What is base package? And then we've got building. So now we're into June. So we've got week 1, we've got building the website. Week 2, we've got build the website as well. So I'm gonna give myself a little bit of time. Week 3, we've got legal. And then week 4, website launched. I wonder if I can put anything else in there. No. Brand guidelines, and I think I need to take
photos per site. We'll add that. Cool. So I think that's it. We have mapped out the second quarter of 2025, and we've done it by week. So I'm gonna take this and as we kind of work through the how to start the building or how to design a how to start a design business in 2025 series, I will be updating you on how this works because the way that I did it before just didn't function well for me. So with that, I'm gonna leave it here and I will see you in the next video where we 100% will be talking about logo and color palette. So with that, have a fantastic start to your April. Let me know down below if you're also building out your business or like slowly building on your dreams, because I wanna build a community around that. So with that, I will see you in the next one.